right, we are here. We just finished another podcast. This is Wet Your Palate. Just telling you a little bit about what we just went through. We talked about 1031 exchanges. If you don't know about it and you want to be rich in your life, you better fucking listen.
Oh, yeah. We talked about acronyms.
Acronyms?
Yeah, those came out.
We talked about shitty mustaches like yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also talked about her taking my job. This is my last day.
Yes, that's it. Philosophy stuff.
Some family.
Yeah, family dynamics and politics, which it didn't get too heavy, so stick with us. You're going to have fun with it. If you're offended, go f*** yourself.
Okay.
I don't know which one to go with, the rosé or the coffee.
Yeah.
Or water. So you just got back in from San
San Francisco.
A meeting.
Yes. We're looking at planting more vineyards down in Santa Maria.
Really?
And so we're looking at 140 acres, so I was meeting with the property owners.
Only 140. It's casual.
But it's tacked on to an already like 600-acre vineyard that we farm.
Beautiful.
So it'd just be right next door, and it'd be a slam dunk. It's an awesome vineyard.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm intrigued for that. I mean, 140 acres. What are you looking at? Price per acre?
Down there, you're somewhere between 40 and 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And then you get up here and you're like 800,000 an acre. It's ridiculous.
I think 2022 here it was on average $1 million.
Oh, housing sales?
Mm-hmm. No, just acreage.
Just acreage.
Just acreage. Just land.
Are you serious?
Good old land.
I didn't even see that.
Yep.
So that's getting up there with like Burgundy and Champagne, like the most coveted areas to buy property. And Napa Valley is there. And the regulations are ridiculous. Like if you buy a piece of property and you want to replant it, it is still, you have to go through all the processes and permits, even if it's just a replant. And it's going to cost you another, I'd say in fees, permits, design, implementation, before you even plant, you're probably looking at like $10,000 an acre.
That's wild.
It's insane.
I mean, you think about different areas and zoning too. So it's like where I'm at, coastal commission everywhere.
Everybody's watching.
Yes.
Like anything you touch.
You can't plant that. That plant doesn't work.
Are they
You're using
really?
pesticides. Yeah, whatever it is.
If they see something growing in your front yard, it's like,
absolutely.
no, that's a no-go.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Invasive species.
Yeah, you're harming the ocean. Yeah.
There's always something.
There's always something.
It is wild. So, I don't know if we'll ever go back the other way. I'd like to think we would. But if you go on Nextdoor, do you ever go on Nextdoor?
Sometimes.
It's a horrible
You get the
app.
really, really, really fun random notifications of like, did anyone hear that helicopter?
My neighbor's dog got through the fence and ate my chicken.
It's always about the dog.
It's a fucking dog. What do you think's going to happen?
I love chicken. I'm sure dogs do.
I know.
Love chicken.
I'm sorry you don't have fresh eggs anymore, but
yeah.
it's called nature.
Problem solved.
Yeah. But no, there were some really good ones on Nextdoor about like properties around here. People they move here because they love the beauty of Napa Valley. This agricultural area. It's an ag preserve. But then you have people forgetting that it's actually an ag preserve and they want it to go back to nature. And it's like, no, we're not a national park. This is an ag preserve.
Right.
And there were a few. We could probably pull them up at some point if we want to. But there were a few that were just ridiculous. And fortunately, there's other people combating them. Mostly through satire, which I love.
Yeah.
Because good dry humor.
Passive.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Good. All right. So should we introduce our guest?
We have a guest?
Yes, we have Chris Rubio, our guest.
Welcome.
Fat Mario, man, it's good to have you. We've been trying to get you on this podcast.
You've been ignoring me the whole time. I'm just sitting here.
We forgot you were here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We were talking about real estate.
I know. Yeah, you got this you're wearing this black shirt. You kind of just sink into the chair. I don't even notice you.
Hey.
Well, yours is velvet, so yeah, it pops.
Yeah, look at this, huh?
And maybe if you put some lipstick on too.
Oh, you want some?
Sorry.
Underneath your pedophile mustache should be.
Okay, you know what, dude? I told you about the mustache, dude. This is strong. I've been getting a lot of compliments on it. Okay.
I like it.
Thank you.
I like it.
Thank you. This is my Mexican heritage right now.
I'm going to shave my beard off and just leave my mustache, and then you're going to see how bad people look with a mustache.
Dude, I would love to see you shave your beard off and just
I'm going to.
see what your face looks like.
After I'm done with the mediocre 75.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mediocre. That's so funny. I've actually never seen your face. When you say that, I've never seen your face without hair.
You can find it online.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I'll Google you.
I had an OnlyFans account a couple years ago.
You can find his
Search
face online.
Joe Wagner, no hair on face. Check.
All right. So what are you gonna do? Welcome to Go With Your Palate.
Sorry, sorry.
Jesus,
so welcome to
dude,
Go With Your Palate, where we talk about wine, entrepreneurship, and...
Whatever the F else.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you're so proper.
Yes?
Okay.
Am I supposed to say whatever the F else?
So today, yes, it's me, Joe Wagner, Chris Fat Mario Rubio, and we've got Kayla Frerking, who is going to be talking about real estate.
Yes, hi. Thank you for having me. I'm the actual guest here.
Thank you. You're the arm.
So there you go. That's what my face looks like.
Oh, we got Joe's face.
He's so handsome.
If you're only listening right now, we're actually looking at what Joe's face looks like behind all the hair.
Oh my goodness. Okay, perfect. Do it.
You got the sad eyes and I look like Santa Claus.
The stash thing is trendy though right now. I feel like it's...
Yeah, but it's almost like his whisker hairs are like about to go into his teeth. Like you got to trim that upper lip.
I'm going for like this Western kind of vibe. You know what I mean? I'm going for like Tombstone.
So is this is this a new thing? Like, are we gonna go Western sexual, like metrosexual, lumbersexual?
I mean, sure,
Western sexual. That's a thing.
I want to get like Doc Holliday sexual. Is that a thing? Does that sound weird?
Can we not make it?
Can we not?
All of a sudden,
we don't need another thing.
Wait, why?
All of it.
Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury just got on the screen. You know what? Hell yeah. That's a compliment, by the way. That's a strong stash.
So
Famous
I can see
stash art. Thanks.
your husband Trevor.
Yes.
So he sells wine. Great guy.
Great guy.
I could see you migrating him into this Doc Holliday sexual look, and then it could go rampant in Southern California, and then set the precedent for the rest of the U.S.
Perfect.
Like just flat brim, black hat, black. Even bring a sidearm out, like a 6-shooter. Open carry. You can do it in California.
Sure. That works in San Diego. My neighbors love me with flags of different sorts on their cars, and I can't have mine. I'm here for it.
There you go.
There you go. That's Doc Holliday.
I'd want the Val Kilmer edition. That's what I'm going to go for.
It's like V for Vendetta status.
So I know we're jumping into a lot of like whatever the fuck else, but I just dropped off one of my kids at school in Colorado, and it was like 10 minutes outside of this town called Glenwood Springs.
Okay.
And Glenwood Springs is a beautiful, like, it's a town. It's like a small city, but like it is known for its hot springs, and the hot springs are awesome. So Doc Holliday ended up dying there.
Really?
Well, he knew he was dying. He was on his way out. He had what did he have? Tuberculosis or something, and so he went up there to like live in the hot springs and enjoyed the last few months of his life there. But yeah, that's where he's buried.
Wild.
Little interesting factoid.
Is his hat with him?
That's a good question. I would hope so. I mean, you don't bury a cowboy without his hat, right?
I'm so...
I think that's...
You can't. That's like...
Yeah, it's like a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's like
all right, so, Kayla.
Yes.
You specialize in 1031 exchanges.
Yes.
Before we get into the real estate side of things, though.
It's a lot.
Tell us a little bit about your personal life.
Oh,
Where
boy.
did you come from?
I feel like I'm interviewing for The Bachelor again.
Wait, did you interview for The Bachelor?
Did you?
I did.
No way.
Wait, what?
Oh,
I did.
That was a hole-in-one for the first.
Dude, sound alarm on that, dude.
No. It was a funny time, though. It was right before Trev and I started dating for round 2. I was like, I'm not sure if he's going to be into it again, and we're seeing where it goes. I did the interview, and it just too much drama.
Is it
for those
totally
of you who are
like?
on
Do they tell you right off the bat like this is fully fabricated?
No, not necessarily. It was kind of a one-on-one interview. You go in with someone recording you, kind of similar with all these cameras, someone filming you, and then they kind of put you in a circle with 10 different women and just throw different topics at you and see how you interact. So it's almost dramatic, creating who's going to create the drama, where the intensity is. At that moment, I'm like, I'm out. Mic drop. Nope. Wow. Can't do it. Don't have patience for that.
Good choice. Good life choice. Because I don't think that stuff like haunts you, right?
It does.
Like you're gonna have a reality show. People
you get a little drunk one night.
I remember this happened with yeah.
No.
Man. So okay, then you went into round 2 with your now husband Trevor.
Yeah. Well, and that was, I should say, sorry, babe. That was why I didn't want to do Bachelor. The drama was
Kayla's
obviously
like, whatever. Trevor's better than this drama, I guess.
Trevor's the best. Yeah. No. I think we were married a year after that. So it was
nice.
Good. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait, just to clarify, were you going for like the Bachelorette, like the one girl, or were you going to be with like a bunch of the girls going for the guy? Bachelor.
It starts usually when you interview and go into it starts with the group. So all the women trying to get after the one dude.
Okay, got after one dude.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah.
it was chasing the one dude. You were not the Bachelorette.
Mm-mm.
You weren't going for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, they pick out of that pool of women who's the next Bachelorette. And same
Oh.
thing for the men. Whoever was the standout star, right? Who everyone loved the most.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Who needs love
I mean,
the
Chris,
most?
what do you think? Do you think Rachel would be cool if I was like, I'm going to go on The Bachelor? Or Bachelor? No.
Would she be cool? No, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm just going to speak for
Would
her.
she be- why
That's
do
a
you go,
no.
you know what you should go on, dude? You should go on Survivor. Come on.
How about
Come
Naked
on,
and
Farman.
Afraid? That'd be a good one.
Dude, Naked
that-
and Afraid?
Is that what you're training for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Naked
that's
and
why I want
Afraid?
to do the hard 75.
Yeah.
I want to make sure, like, I'm hard 75 for the Naked
Trained.
and Afraid. I won't be afraid. I'll just be naked
And flexing.
and flexing.
And flexing.
The whole time.
See what I did? See what I did? 75.
I like that. That's
I'm
how I
so
survive.
relaxed right
I'd be
now.
like,
But are you going to keep it going after day 75?
you know what? That's a good question. It's becoming quite the lifestyle. No, I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break. You know, I'm going to probably tone it back a little bit.
You know what
'cause
I
your body
do?
needs a rest.
I'm going to give you a compliment, which is not very normal.
Art, we're recording?
Yeah, you guys are recording, right? Okay.
We're making
no,
a
what
note.
I
Yeah.
appreciate about you and your hard 75 is that you don't go out and act like a vegan about it. Like you don't go out and tell everybody like hi, I'm Chris, nice to meet you. Oh, by the way, did I tell you I'm doing the hard 75? Like it is a thing and it drives me crazy. It's like they're just it's like stop patting yourself on the back.
Yeah.
So I
Thanks.
appreciate that.
Oh,
yeah.
Awards.
thanks. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
You're
That's
doing
good.
it for
I'll
the
take
right
it.
reasons.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're here for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And I just hope that this change in your life is truly a lifestyle change because I was worried about the path you were headed down. Really.
Oh, okay. Well,
So, I'd like to be there.
You can't just do a compliment.
No,
you can't.
no.
You have to, like, he was like eating him inside. He was like,
You see how I
he's
rolled
like,
that in there?
No.
Just- yeah.
I think I want to be there on day 76
Yeah.
with wine and just see what happens.
Okay. All right.
See
yeah.
how quick, how big of a lush you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. I don't know what's gonna happen on day 76, but it's gonna be awesome.
You know what you should do? This is not about real estate, but it's an investment in yourself. You should go get a physical for life insurance and lock that physical in so that you can
Ooh.
keep your premiums low.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's actually really good advice.
Yeah.
Wow, smart.
Because you did that, right? Didn't
I've
you
done
do
it twice. Yeah. The last time
You
I
did
did
a
it,
hard 2 weeks or something.
I did
or
90 fucking days. It was 90
Long
days.
time. It's a big
90
commitment.
days of what?
90 days of no drinking, some working out, and eating moderately healthy.
When you say
Sounds like my life.
When you say
Sorry.
some,
No, so I will tell this story real quick. So what happened was I had this physical coming up, and so I like just was trying to get back,
Yeah.
into better shape.
Yeah.
So I did this, and we end up going to Las Vegas with Chris
Oh boy.
2 days before my physical, and we're like, yeah, cool. Like, we go, no drinking the first night. We're just like, we had a nice dinner or whatever else. Second night, we meet up with Rachel's sister and brother-in-law because they
Summerlin,
live
right?
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
they live in Summerlin. And we go out and just get shit-faced
Of course.
and have a blast and wake up in the morning and like, I get my physical tomorrow. Like I screwed myself really good on this one. And anyways, turned out like I was in better shape than I was the last time I had a physical. I was like, well, whatever I depleted, I'm good.
it was
Yeah.
like whatever you did that night must have like paid off. Like, what'd you do? What?
What happens?
Exercise.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, so from bachelor tryout
God, this is a section we haven't gone there.
to getting married.
Yeah.
And then tell us about how you got into your career.
Sure. So similar to you, I will say, apple doesn't. Well, we'll change it. Grape doesn't fall far from the vine.
All right.
Oh,
For
yeah,
me, my dad is my hero. He's my homie, best friend, but he and my mother are real estate investors.
Okay.
He's an entrepreneur. He created business method patents for tenancy in common entities, ownership rights, how you get into securitized investments. So lots of big words, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But dinner table talk for me was constantly all of these factors. And I'm like, nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it. And then I went to FITM, studied interior design, loved it. Didn't have a shot at being Joanna Gaines.
What is FITM?
Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising.
Okay.
So
Right.
LA's not my scene. Sorry, Chris.
Oh, I get it though. Even when you live there, I don't really feel like it's your scene.
Yeah, it's hard to fit in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that catapulted me into a contract with Dad to go to Arizona State, finish my degree there, got a degree in real estate communications, and I loved it. Started doing 1031 exchanges, which is a niche. How do we? This is always.
I say niche.
Niche.
I say niche.
Okay,
Yeah.
niche. We'll go with niche.
Yeah, I changed this year.
Niche-ish.
I used to say niche.
So my kids give me shit all the time because I say
Niche.
caramel instead of
Caramel. Well,
Caramel.
caramels.
Caramel is correct.
Caramel.
My niche is caramel.
My niche is niche.
I said
My
it
niche
yeah.
is niche.
It's caramel.
That sounds like it should
It's
be
caramel.
canceled.
It's caramel.
Okay. So back to
Caramel.
1031.
Can we
Yeah,
just
yeah,
have
yeah,
a-
yeah.
Wait, what's the vote? Caramel or caramel?
I like both. It depends on your mood, I feel like. Caramel sounds luxe, but like caramels just like have a caramel.
Caramel. That's yeah.
I guess
It's
when you
see,
say
it sounds
it,
better
I
than
like luxe. Let's go
Like-
luxe.
I mean, think like just this is my normal voice. Caramel or caramel.
Well, you
Yeah.
emphasize the
he
tonality
does say it, it's
changes
kind of
everything.
No, that was the exact same.
All right.
caramel.
You know,
Caramel. Caramel.
Okay.
people listening are like, does everybody in this room have ADHD?
I think yes.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, so if you have ADHD too, you are in the right spot.
You are.
Stay on our channel.
Speaking of ADHD, I want to go into this for a second. No, just kidding.
Zoom.
I'll stop. I'll stop.
All right, so because I do want to get into 1031 exchange.
Okay,
You've been
We'll
wanting
get
to
there.
get
We'll
into
get
it.
there.
Like, what's the time?
No, so how did you find this niche?
So again, dear old dad.
Yeah.
Business method patents, learning about structures. I was doing luxury real estate transactions, had my license, and then decided after talking to one of my legends in the industry, won't name him, but he's in San Diego, works for a competitor. He took me under his wing. And he's like, you need to get over here with the big dogs, right? And start doing 1031s. I'm like, I do a lot of the transactions at that time as a realtor, getting my broker's license. Maybe not. So started doing it 3 months, went to another company. So that was for the last 6 years I've been doing it. And then recently got recruited by Leader 1031, who I'm with running the Western US. So an interesting journey of going from interior design to now I'm doing tax law. So,
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of law behind
Yeah,
this. There's a
yeah.
lot of, I'm sure, nuance that you need to pay a lot of attention to.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm assuming people have heard of a 1031 exchange.
Let's
We use them. They are hugely beneficial. I really hope that our government doesn't ever do away with them, which I feel like any kind of tax grab opportunity is what they're jumping on. At
Absolutely.
Any point. So I haven't heard anything about it. Is there any risk of losing the 1031 exchange?
Every time there's a Democrat in office, there's a risk. And those
Okay.
are facts. That's not political beliefs, just
Yep.
to throw that out there. There is a risk because we know historically Democrats in office like to raise what?
Money and taxes, right?
Taxes. Yep. So by abolishing the 1031, the theory of the Biden's family tax plan the last 2 years was let's cap 1031s on certain levels of gain. Let's eliminate them potentially. The fact was in the numeric, I think it was 1.2 trillion is what they would make off of it, which is complete bullshit. So
Okay.
I think Charles Schwab came out, did a whole report on it, and it was actually 50 billion is what they would make. I mean, that's a far cry from 1.2 trillion claim. So
I mean, if they abolished it completely, I guess I could see. But why don't we, because there's going to be a lot to unpack
Yeah.
here. Why don't you give us your definition of a 1031 exchange, just to get started?
Sure. So 1031, not Halloween, right? It's funny. You'd be surprised. All my friends are like, what do you do?
I didn't even think of that. I do Halloween every day of
I
the
do
year.
Halloween.
Wait, it's not Halloween. Hold
We
on.
like to wear costumes at work, sometimes really tight spandex. No, I'm just kidding.
I was taking notes.
That's right.
You gotta be careful with me. I will I just
The
I
wild
can be kind
side.
of gullible
The
sometimes.
wild
It's a little
Sorry.
gullible.
Just
Yeah.
a little.
Your eyes look great.
They do. Rubio blue.
You're lying to
Just
me.
kidding.
Yep. I thought you were gonna say my eyebrows were looking great.
You don't have any.
Yeah,
Okay.
they actually don't match your stash.
Let's go back to 10.
That is a good
31.
point. You cannot have a mustache unless it can compete with your eyebrows.
Look,
so
Carpet
shave
straight.
the shit.
My plan is to get enough hair on my mustache I could do a transplant.
Wow. Do they just
That's
like
fun.
cut
What do you
your
think?
upper lip?
They take the mustache hairs and they put it
No.
and they blend it into
Really?
yeah, like really thick eyebrows.
Bogus.
They're right. Really? Could you
Just dye 'em.
imagine that though? I
Do
mean, it'd be
blading.
good. You just look like Bert and Ernie kind of thing going on.
Yeah, you could do
That's what I want.
microblading. That's what it's called, right?
Not
Yeah,
everyone
microblading.
has. Not everyone has your brows. Gosh.
I have a question.
Their reliability.
When was the chesty thing? Like, when did you start doing? I call them chesties because I think it's hilarious. And I always tell
Just
my
like letting
husband,
my chest hair flow?
yeah, like when did this start?
Whenever I put one of these shirts on and stopped wearing a tie, because I can't stand ties.
Yeah.
Or I can't stand cuffs.
Okay.
You know, of course, I wore a suit and tie when I got married and all that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you feel like you're going to prison, and they're kind of the same thing, right? So,
He doesn't mean that, Rachel.
but, you know, having something around my wrists and something around my neck, I'm just not a fan of.
But you.
I'm, yeah, so,
But you
so
kind of have.
I just roll around like
Yeah,
this all the
yeah.
time now, and there's
Yeah.
no, I mean, I have so much hair.
Yeah.
There's no
asked-
controlling it.
Well, right, but it for me. I should lead into a compliment. I think it's awesome. I like it. I think it's an attractive thing for men. I know it's weird, but maybe some women don't like it. But I'm always pitching Trev. I'm like, you just maybe one button, just one more button. He's like, no.
I know he does keep it up pretty
He
high.
does.
huh?
I'm
He's
like, just one more, baby, just one more.
Oh.
but
Let him flow.
But that is in the wine world in
Yeah.
sales. Like typically, I mean,
Yeah.
when I first started, if you were in sales, you wore a suit and tie.
Absolutely.
Every day, everywhere.
Yep.
And we're a very casual company,
Yep.
so it's like, you know, just don't wear a t-shirt.
So are you comfortable with Trevor letting his chesties flow?
Trevor,
on a
let him go,
sales
buddy.
Meeting on a sales.
Let him go. You can even
Does
do a
he-
cut-off shirt and let your shoulder hair show.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Does he have like a man sweater?
Oh no, they're
Not
it's
like
like a
Joe.
cute little. It's a cute little triangle.
That's why he always
God.
sweats all the
Naturally?
time.
Yeah. Little
Oh,
triangle.
man.
You know.
See,
That's good.
yeah. I
We'll-
just
we'll
I wish
compare.
wish it was a little more. Yeah.
But we
With
all we
lunch
did was-
today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make him go down like 3 buttons.
Except for me. Except for me.
He doesn't need to wear bug spray though, because the mosquitoes can't even get past his hair. Did you know that?
You have a blanket on.
That's crazy.
And
That's pretty awesome.
And
I mean,
suntan
it's-
lotion, I don't have to use it very often. I've got like natural SPF 30.
Is this like a natural selection thing
Like-
with you? Or do you think you're like evolved?
Just a full coat. Slight coat. That's great.
See, dude,
That's
you'd
great.
be awesome on Survivor. Just saying.
You'll stay
They'd be
warm.
like, you know,
Naked and afraid.
they'd be
I
like,
could do it.
They're like, take off the sweater. It's naked and afraid.
I'll be running through the forest and like get caught up on a tree, be like, ah, like what happened? It just grabbed my shoulder hair.
Someone help.
Can you untangle this, please? Do you have any detangler?
They're
Great.
like, Joe, the only way we can survive this cold is to shave your hair and make a blanket.
Or he could donate some to your eyebrows.
Yeah.
I've been.
I think if we're the same blood type, we probably could get away with
Kayla,
that.
it's like you've been here all along.
Yeah.
Now I got 2 people.
Good work.
Yeah.
He's tormenting me. But seriously though,
work.
I have asked him. So I did ask
He's just
him.
not
Just
putting
glue
enough
some on.
meat on the table
Can
for
we
what he's
just-
asking me.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the definition.
The definition.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. My definition,
I know.
and then we went into
Dude,
chesties.
come on, squirrel. I
So-
mean, ADHD. Who took there?
1031 is an internal revenue code. IRC. I'm going to throw a lot of acronyms out, potentially, depending on where this conversation leads next.
Okay.
Internal Revenue Code Section 1031, created by the IRS in 1921.
I had no idea it was that old.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 102 years.
And
So-
so go ahead with the definition.
Yeah, that's basic, right? So as far as my definition in simple terms, it's the last and greatest wealth building tool available to real estate investors. It allows an investor to sell investment property, defer capital gains, and redeploy the entire investment into more real estate. So if you're involved in owning anything that's held for investment, whether it's land classified as real property, we were talking about obviously wineries, vineyards, acreage to plant crops. You're talking duplexes, vacation rentals, commercial buildings.
But it needs to be like for like as far as the investment property, correct?
Look at you. I'm so
So-
impressed. Yes, like for like. So like kind is part of directly from the tax code that indicates if you sell one asset held for investment, the replacement also has to be held as an investment, but needs to be classified as like kind, which is held for investment. So meaning you could sell land and buy a condo in Pacific Beach, right?
Oh, you could.
Yeah.
I've always heard that it was, like farmland. If you own a vineyard as an investment and then you sell that vineyard and want to reinvest in another vineyard or another property, it had to be agricultural land. But no?
Untrue. Yeah.
Really?
You can go across the
So
board.
it's just like investment property overall.
Yep.
Okay.
Held for productive use in a trade business or for investment. So my favorite one is there's a revenue procedure 2008-16, which allows you to own something as a vacation rental. So you get some use out of it. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, I love Boise, Idaho. I'm saying it right. Boise.
We know.
Yeah.
Is that how you say
We
it?
know.
Boise?
Yeah. Boise. Yeah, you get off the plane and it says Boise. Boise.
There are so many people that have left California and moved to Idaho. And like, I've heard this story.
Yeah.
We moved during the pandemic, just wanted to be there for 2 or 3 years and moved back. And they're like, fuck California.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Me too.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are on your way.
Thanks,
No,
Joe.
I can tell.
It's still
Thanks,
blowing up, though, right? I mean, real estate wise, aren't like
Idaho?
prices? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So the pros and cons of Boise, right? So when we recently we're out there, the infrastructure is suffering because they had so many people move there and so many builders went out and, sky's the limit. They started creating all these brand new builds. And so now they have too much inventory.
Oh, they...
So
Okay.
it shifts. It's shifted.
They have an oversupply
So now
now.
their prices are dropping.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So good
That's
time to buy.
taking- no,
Well,
good time to
that's a good
buy.
then you got interest
Yep.
rates
Yep.
that are just...
Yeah.
Yeah, but-
Oh, yeah.
I want to talk about,
Go ahead.
Well,
Go
I
ahead.
just want to know, like, are they going to drop at the end of the year?
I mean, let me get my crystal ball. I wish I knew. If I knew, I wouldn't be sitting here with
Go
you
on.
guys. No offense.
You can tell the
No, no.
future. That's why we want you on here.
I mean, good luck if they do. But
Yeah.
if they do, they're going to be dropping very slowly.
Yeah.
So even if they drop down to 4 or 5%, I'd be really impressed in
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
I don't
Agreed.
think we're ever going to see like 3-4%
No.
again in
probably-
our lifetime.
I think potentially maybe 1 to 2 decades, but it depends. Economics, right? I mean, depends what's happening over in the East, what's happening with Russia, what's happening with Ukraine, what's happening with China, what's happening with everything. We have so many factors that really determine where we spend our money and what shifts,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you look at the CPI, Consumer Price Index, and it's rising. So then we have interest rates rising, trying to stabilize everything, right? That's the attempt of
Trying to
Freddie and
slow it
Fannie.
down.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean,
There were-
anytime you
I mean, we
can.
could get into it, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to right now.
Do it.
I just know that hopefully we have a regime change
Yeah, we will,
in a-
hopefully.
Oh, no.
in a year and a few months because
Yes.
we.
No, we can get into
I'm sorry.
it.
I'll just,
No one said it.
I've
No one
said it multiple
politics.
times.
No.
I am not a Republican or a Democrat, or I don't affiliate with anything. I just think everybody should have the freedom to choose what they want to do overall, and get the government out of our lives, and stop taxing the hell out of everything.
100%.
And I will say that Joe Biden is.
Okay, well, they...
No, like what good is this guy? Never, you know. What? So that's why I don't want to get into it.
But-
'Cause I'm going to get really passionate. The hair on my shoulders, back, and chest are going to stand up, and it's going to puff out like 3 inches. Like,
All right, who
Isn't there
triggered
bears?
Joe? God dang it.
Does it take anyone really to say anything? He'll trigger himself. He just does it
Like,
himself.
let me go down
Like,
this
we're just
rabbit
sitting
hole,
here.
yo.
We were...
it's an old trick I learned in college, where you trigger yourself. Got to get hyped up. So you think about something that really gets you
You
mad.
like that? You're like, no one's hitting the button.
I could do the Joe Biden thing. It's an old trick I learned in college. I put the wheelbarrow on top of the house, and the watermelons came out of the window. There you go. That's our president.
That's a different...
What? And that's the reaction.
So
What?
exactly. Okay, so 1031. So number one, I'm very surprised that I had no idea the longevity of this. So it's over 100 years old in the tax code.
Sure is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's bring it down to like a real example. So if I were to say I owned a vineyard that I was going to sell for $1 million, and I wanted to reinvest that into a vineyard that was going to cost me $800,000.
Sure. So you're going down in value.
Yes.
Okay. So if I go down in value, the excess of that $200K is classified as boot. Like, like these on my feet,
Oh.
like boots on your
Nice
feet,
boots.
and you pay capital gains taxes on boot, the cash. So
So you're going to get a
again,
capital gains tax on 200K.
you got it.
Yep.
You got it. So in basic terms, because not a lot of people know, again, what I do. Let's talk about players involved in real estate, right? Do you own real estate?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we all own real estate. Who's involved in helping you buy a piece of real estate?
A real estate agent.
Right.
Yeah.
Or a broker, depending on if it's commercial,
Or a lawyer.
or a lawyer, or or an attorney. Do the work for me. Right? Then you have a title representative. How are you going to take title? Who's the taxpayer on title? Then you have maybe a lender. Who's the bank? Who's funding? Who's, helping you get that rate that we talked about? Then you have escrow in our state. So the middleman holding the cash in a transaction. Then you have, transaction coordinators. Then you have anyone who helps you with the land or the property, right? As far as landscaping, maintenance, yes,
Yeah.
all that design, the fun stuff, in my opinion. So when we're looking at that transaction, if Joe Wagner were to go out and buy this 140 acreage land somewhere, right? So we go and we buy that land, and let's say, for the sake of conversation, we'll just say it's an acre, forget the 140, and it's valued at $1 million. You bought that today. You own it. Your broker helped you buy that land. You went into escrow. You purchased it from a seller. You own it. You're on title. However you're on title, great. Let's say it's your name. You wait 5 years. Out of 5 years of ownership, it's appreciated to $2 million. That'd be great, right?
Yeah.
It goes up to
I'll
$2
take it.
million, 200%. So it goes up. Now you want to sell it. In a normal world, in a traditional sale, you would sell that property and receive cash. That's traditional transactions in real estate, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you receive that cash, that excess of $1 million is taxable on an investment standpoint of 4 different components: depreciation recapture, a federal tax bracket, the state tax bracket, which do y'all know what we have in
Oh,
California?
yeah.
Capital gains. What is
We're
it?
getting fucked.
We are. Do you know the number?
Is it 20?
13.3. That's
Oh.
real high.
Oh, God.
So we're 13.3%. We beat New York. Yay, right? We're the highest capital gains tax rate in the country. Plus your federal will be 20%, sometimes 15, depending on the bracket of the taxpayer. The depreciation recapture is 25. Then our Obamacare, our healthcare tax at 3.8%, no smirking. Right, so when we're combining all of those, when I have clients that sell, so you're my client, you have that $1 million gain. When you sell that property traditionally, you're paying about 40% of that $1 million in gain. It's $400,000.
Yeah.
Why?
A tear just came to my eye.
What? But why? And where does that go?
And then the new buyer, if they see gains and sell it, they're going to be taxed again accordingly.
Yes, in a way. So let's say you do a 1031, right?
Yeah. So now let's get into
Yeah.
so now the first example was buying something of lesser value. Now
Right.
we're talking about something of, all right, it went from $1 million in value when you purchased it to $2 million. You sell it, and then what would you say is the optimum thing to do?
So 2 rules for full tax deferral: acquire property with the same or greater debt, and redeploy the net equity. So net plus debt. Let's say there's no loan encumbered on this property. It's just you own it cash.
Yep.
So you sell it, $2 million closing cost will go $120,000 off the top. Okay. So you reinvest those proceeds. We'll go round numbers, 100
That's
for
ridiculous,
listeners. Yeah.
honestly. God. Okay.
But so then you reinvest 1.9 million.
Yep.
So at that sale, you have the listing agent, right? You have title, you have escrow, all the same people in that transaction, and then you have me. Technically, I'm classified, I don't see it on here, as a qualified intermediary.
But you could do all of those things yourself.
No.
Oh, you
So
can.
you need
Okay.
all those players. I work with these people. So specifically escrow and your selling broker or realtor. So those sale proceeds, instead of going in your pocket, would go into a segregated account that I hold on your behalf.
Okay.
So I'm the bank. I'm the moneymaker, right? Hold the cash, make sure that it's highly secure.
Mm-hmm.
You find the replacement property with your team of experts. And then you say, hey, Kayla, let's wire over an EMD, earnest money deposit. Boom. Let's wire over the remaining funds. Boom. Since we're holding it and you're not collecting it, it's not triggering a taxable event, right? So if you think about it, I'm the middleman, right? I hold the cash.
Yeah, you're the safe space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the safe space.
Oh, I like that.
Okay, so you sell this property for $2 million. It goes into your safe space.
Right.
and the seller who just sold the property is looking for another property at the same or greater value, right? So they find an investment property that's $2.5 million.
Yep.
Now going from say a vineyard to an apartment complex,
Sure.
and that's totally
Acceptable.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a win.
All right.
Yeah, someone gets bored of doing, I don't know, making wine, and then they want and they want to exchange into something else.
Wait.
I don't think I'll ever get bored of
Do you
making
think
wine.
I'm
but
do you
yeah.
ever get bored? You've been really getting into influencing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's my primary job
Just-
now. I don't know if you know that. It's kind of a big deal on
know,
TikTok.
I could just see you like getting sponsored by yoga pants, like
No, ooh,
aloe.
Lulu's?
Dude, yeah. Or,
Oh yeah,
and
dude,
Lululemon.
me and Alex Cantor can
Yeah,
get
you can-
sponsored by some yoga pant company. I hope Alex. I hope he listens
Alex
to this.
is listening.
You
He
two
is.
like together, like just stretching each other. That'd be cool. Like going through downward dog.
That
and,
should
like,
be on OnlyFans.
You've seen,
I think-
you've seen
I know,
couples
that's your
retreat.
OnlyFans.
Couples retreat, right?
Yeah. Oh my.
Encouragement.
Who is that actor on Couples Retreat? The yoga
yeah, yeah.
instructor, Art.
Yeah.
He was awesome. He's like, yes, do it. Yes, good.
Yeah, Art,
He's
you
like
gotta
just
pull up a
touching their
clip of
wives
this
and stuff.
guy.
Oh,
Wait
dude,
for
he
it.
was the best at that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
To
I
do-
watched it on my
Dabble.
honeymoon, actually.
Yeah,
Really?
you did?
Yeah, it's,
Oh, you did?
Well, because we were in Bora Bora.
Checks
we
out.
shot in Bora
Okay.
Oh,
Bora.
nice.
And so we're like, let's watch it. So we got like
Oh,
kind of
great.
high one night and watched it and
Yeah,
just
wait.
laughed our asses off.
We're watching.
Oh boy.
So I will transfer you my energy. I will transfer my karma. Here is my karma on you.
Jason!
Help.
Jason!
Encouragement. Yes.
Encouragement.
Great way to stretch. You see? You could do this with your partner at home. Let's ride this energy out. Yes, this fire has just started, and we will not
All right, so
put it out.
in this
What is he
scenario,
I don't
with
really
these
know that
people,
voice.
if you were to say that what you do, which one are you? In the whole real estate, because there's like what 5-6 people involved
Yeah.
in a 1031
Okay,
exchange.
yeah.
I thought you were referencing that.
We just, we just watched a scene. If you're just
No, I was
listening,
with
we
you.
just-
I was like, we talking about the yoga guy?
I know.
I'm the
If
yoga
you're just
guy.
listening and you're wondering why am I still listening, we are just watching a scene from Couples Retreat where the yoga instructor is helping the couples with stretches, and his ass is in your face. He's behind you. It's like, but it's all professional.
That would be
Yeah.
me.
You could tell. He's
That'd be you.
That'd be
like,
me.
That'd
oh,
be
you're
you.
the yoga instructor.
You're
That's
the
incredible.
instructor.
I am.
You're going, yes.
Yes,
do it.
yes. Let me transfer my energy.
Yeah.
It's true.
So who's the who's the seller? The seller would be probably Jason Bateman.
Or you mean like the person getting the stretching? So
Yeah, the
guy
boy
getting the
is,
stretching.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
boy?
yeah, yes, Jason
Art.
Bateman,
Okay,
yes.
Good.
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
and
yeah.
then who's like his was it Belle? Kristen Bell?
Yeah, Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's over there being like,
Chin up.
just do it. Yeah, chin up.
Keep
And
your
she's
chin
kind of
up.
like, who's
So that'd be
that?
the real estate agent.
Yeah.
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 Kind of just
Oh.
Yeah.
take it. Just take it because I'm making
Just take
commission
it.
on this.
Yeah, so Bateman
Yeah.
is he's
Yeah.
the exchanger.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
He's the seller exchange.
We got to do that more often. Just relate, like
A random. This is the worst.
I like
professions.
this.
Rate professions based on
It
the yoga
worked.
scene of couples retreat.
Yeah, and then hopefully we can have like we could have like visual breakdown. So we could have like maybe like a snapshot picture, and we could just put the names on,
Yeah.
and that gives people like that's how we are, right? As humans, we like the visual.
We
like
always
to use
do.
That
We do.
sense,
You
you know
know-
what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, yeah.
That statement too, when I was talking to Trev last night about this, he's like, you should have Art put together this beautiful display of Joe buying a vineyard and the whole process. I'm like, you're amazing, but I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. It's a great idea though.
Wait.
So, hold on. So I got
We're a little unconventional when it comes to our presentation.
Yeah.
I got
even
a
in
funny
beer.
I got a funny little side story real quick. So we have a great HR department, I will say.
Great,
And
amazing.
And the head of
Seriously,
it, she's awesome.
It's the best.
Yes.
No, it is the best. They are the
I
best.
think we have a really good
They are the best.
HR. Three people, and the head of it. I'm not going to mention any names. She does a great job. But we were looking at for harvest, we bring in like we use a temp agency to bring like some extra labor in to help out with just like whatever we're crushing, whatever we're fermenting, all that stuff. And so we were like, all right, what does it look like this year? How many people are we going to bring in by week? What is it? What are we anticipating? She asked the winemaking team to put together a PowerPoint
Oh boy.
and to like show this whole thing so we could all sit down and talk about it. And I heard about it, I was like, there is no fucking way anybody in winemaking even knows how to do a PowerPoint. Like, if it's, you might as well just take blank sheets of paper and just start drawing pictures. Like, that's.
Just do it on the sheets.
Meanwhile,
Diagram.
Trevor does PowerPoints like probably
He's incredible.
weekly.
Oh, yeah.
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 He's like a wizard.
Oh, is that true?
Harry.
You've been doing them weekly?
All the time. He's a
Yeah.
legend. This guy's been driving up to LA every day for the last month.
Trevor is crushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Shout
doing good.
out.
We got a shout out.
I feel like you should be here.
love it.
Jeez. Just like, are you next?
Okay,
He's
so
here in spirit.
back to something a little more personal. So,
Oh. Wow.
you guys came up here from your home base of San Diego.
Yep.
Which is still one of the few parts of California that is still good.
Yeah.
You rented a car.
We were renting a car. Oh boy.
You
We're
are renting a car.
Yeah, on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah. So the question was.
I offered him a car.
I
didn't.
know, but it's
I was actually.
different.
I was going to pick it up on my
Okay.
way here from San Francisco this morning.
Whoa.
Okay.
And then I just like traffic hit, and I was like, all right, I'm going straight there.
It was very generous.
Wait, so you
we-
guys don't. Well, then why don't you just take it until Thursday?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what? No. So.
No. Wait, do you know what you're saying no
Yes,
to?
yes. No, we talked about this. Okay,
It's
so
the-
we're discussing two things
Yeah.
here
It's
for
the
people
thing,
who
right?
clearly have no idea what we're talking
I
about.
know. Yeah.
Wait, should we tell them? My heart's like, dude, no one's
So-
gonna. Okay, can we add it? What?
Okay, so you're renting an Aston Martin.
Yes, a Vantage.
A Vantage.
Vantage.
Okay, a drop top Vantage.
Yes.
All black.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
all
awesome.
black.
I know. Yeah, you already got the fit.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
good.
here for it.
Dang.
No, and really the question was, Trev and I have always wanted to do the Napa Valley Wine Train, which sounds great with a group. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
sitting down doing a lunch is nice, but it's a
I know.
little slow.
You see your husband all the time. Like,
Exactly,
why would you
he's
want to go to an experience with him
So
alone?
and I pitched him. I'm like, yeah, it's terrible. I don't want to go with you. No, but I pitched to him. I'm like, rather than spend money on this, why don't we get a car, this exotic Aston Martin for 24 hours? And he's like, are you fucking with me? You serious? You messing with me? I'm like, no, I'm dead serious. Here's the whole thing. Do you want this one? He's like, yeah.
Like, hell yeah.
He's like, who are you? I'm so glad we're married. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. And maybe I thought we were gonna.
Oh, we're gonna race.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna
are.
race.
We're gonna race. Yeah, Silverado Trail. I don't know who's
Enterprise,
going
you
on
didn't
on
hear
that
that.
thing.
Can I know when this is going down so we can?
Thursday.
Apparently, it'll be
Thursday.
Thursday or Friday.
That's the day we have the car.
Wait, you guys aren't
Thursday.
gonna do like that just like those viral videos of like the cars just like spinning out in the middle of the streets. There's like crowd of people. Someone always gets hit. And there's tires flying off. I'm always like wondering about like the cars that are being used in that. Are they just like?
I think people are
ruining
just
cars?
dumb.
They are.
They're really dumb. They don't care. Then they feel like they have no consequences.
So are you gonna do it or?
No.
Oh,
No.
sorry, I just wanted to ask.
No, you
Okay,
only
I'm gonna
they
make
could
that
they could with
insurance.
the rental.
Do a drag race. I'm sorry.
It's a rental.
Wait, are you winking?
Something-
Are we not gonna
something-
do it? Are we not? Are you winking? Was that a
So
wink? Did you
okay,
wink?
so
It's like someone was hit by this car. They're gonna like do all the reresearch and go back onto this podcast. It was Kayla.
You're like the
Right.
rental.
I'm
You
like,
return the
yeah.
rental. It's just all. It's just all messed up.
I did that once.
You
did what?
I rented a Maserati convertible for a wedding in Santa Barbara,
Okay.
Oh.
and I was throwing some donuts and having a blast. And then I was about to leave, and I'm dropping it off at the airport, and did one more donut or set of donuts, whatever, in this big parking lot.
Of course.
And it was a blast. And the transmission fell out. Just
Oh.
blew up. And so
gonna buy the
luckily I
car.
was like walking distance to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
So I call up the rental company. I was like, I don't know what happened. That thing just went out. So they still owe me a free rental.
Really?
It's
You
like
still
10
have a
years
free
ago.
rental?
I'm not going to fucking call
Is
them
it
back.
still valid?
I feel like a dick. I feel like a dick.
You got a free rental. Actually, so it's called Sideshow.
That's it, a sideshow.
Sideshows. Yeah.
All right,
we're
so
just, like, watching on the screen
let's
right now.
talk
This
real
is-
quick about Aston Martins because
Okay.
no, we got to we got to go there. So when Trevor told
Thank
me
you, Art.
that you guys were going to be getting an Aston Martin, and I was like, you can just borrow it. Like, this sounds ridiculous.
This
We
guy-
have a
it does.
company car that's an Aston Martin Vanquish.
It does sound ridiculous.
It
Trust
is-
me, I had
it
the
is.
same reaction when I heard
know.
that. I was like, what?
I know.
So
So
and,
sick.
And
Just
I will
saying.
say,
So sick.
I will say that it is the best driving car ever. Like, and I've been able to experience some amazing cars. Aston Martins, I think, are the most well balanced. They're front engine, rear wheel drive. They're freaking awesome. Like,
The
it feels so
sound.
good in that.
The sound.
Yeah, the sound too.
Just
Yeah, make sure you put it in sport mode.
Okay.
Even when you're like driving down Main Street.
Yeah. You have the Tiptronics and the paddles.
Just so you like, it's just like.
I'm gonna do it.
You should
I can't wait for this
We should
moment.
just drop the car off to you, and so then when you go for your rental, like on Thursday, you can like pull up in an Aston.
That is a
You can
great
rent an
idea.
Aston. That'd be pretty funny, I think.
That's next level. That's next level.
I'll drop it off to you guys by tomorrow.
So funny. For what? Just
To
have?
drive
Just
it. What
cruise?
is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's sitting in a. It's
Yes,
sitting in a
please.
barn right
Thank
now.
you so much.
Yeah.
Also, it's extremely generous of you. You don't have to offer that. It's so rad.
Just make sure you guys
Yes.
don't crash it. That's all.
No.
That's what I was like. Okay.
You have
so,
insurance, so
Story
let's
time.
not put,
Story
like,
time for me though.
what you
This is
want.
awful. The last 4 trips Trev and I have been on, we've rented different Jeeps. Terrible car. Sorry for people who have Jeeps. I hate Jeeps. Do you have a Jeep?
well, my Jeep was my first car.
Oh God.
And then I
Oh, yeah, I drove
crashed
it.
it, and my second one was a Jeep. And crashed that. It was, dude. Come on, I was young,
They're so bad.
you know, youthful exuberance. Okay.
But they're terrible. So every time we go, I'm like, let's waive the windshield thing, the package. We're only going to be here for 2 days. Every time, boom, cracked windshield. Every 4 rentals. 4 rentals.
That's funny because the last time I rented a Jeep, I cracked the windshield.
See, because it's like, it's definitely.
Is it because it's so
Yes, it's
just
so straight.
straight up like
Yes.
just yeah?
There's
From
no
like
good.
just like driving, rock flying,
Yeah.
crack.
Oh, I crashed into a tree.
No, what the?
That's not a rock.
Did you add that? What? We needed to know that first.
It was so I rented a Jeep on the island
what?
of Lanai, which is
Okay.
like a small island
Yeah.
in Hawaii.
The island
Drop
of
top.
And I
Top.
wanted to go way
Yeah.
off to the North Shore, which is
Yeah.
like this massive beach. Nobody was there, but it's like you're 4-buying. And so coming back, we got to the straightaways and whatever else, and I was like, oh, let's Baja this shit. And so
But
we're
of course.
flying through, and a branch just came and hit the windshield.
The branch hit you, or
It hit the windshield. It was misplaced by God. Yeah, it was a really bad decision on his part.
come on, Big G.
Okay, so you were
So
saying.
are you good with a cracked windshield on your Aston Martin? It's not
Yeah.
my, but those
You
literally are.
replace it.
They're not my fault.
He's good. Drive it wild. Who cares?
No,
He's got
it
insurance.
makes me
Don't worry about it. He
nervous.
wants you to. He wants you to
wanna
return it.
go?
Like
Do you-
yes,
okay.
yes, I want to.
Trevor, you're out. Chris and I are going to
course I
go
wanna
drive that.
He never lets me drive anything. He never like. He's
That's not, there was a photo of it with someone with a helmet on in it, right? When you sent it.
Oh, that was we brought it to the track one day,
Ooh,
and
cool.
it was a ton of fun. Yeah. So they do these like Aston Martin does these events where like if you own one, they will like all around the country, probably the world, they'll do like track days. So it's like you just say like I'll be there,
Yeah.
bring the vehicle.
Oh, sweet.
You got to wear a helmet on the
like-
track.
It's like
Mm.
our Fendi. I call her Fendi. My Defender. You
Oh,
you
the
remember?
Defender.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Call her-
yeah, no,
she's
that's
Fendi.
sick.
She's Fendi for sure.
We talked
Yeah.
about driving the Defender in the river. What was it like? Were you
Well,
going
we were
somewhere?
driving
Oh,
back
'cause you
in
were in a hurricane.
Hurricane Hillary.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
She came back-
Sorry
yeah,
for those
she was
of
in
you
it.
who were affected.
How many
but-
suicides happened after that hurricane?
Wow, that's okay. We're gonna go there.
I'm
See?
just
Now we're gonna
curious.
get
Gonna,
real
gonna
dark.
have another sip of this,
Dude,
at
come on.
10 a.m.
No, come on. We all
No.
know Hillary doesn't
No.
blow. I'm looking forward to Hurricane Monica. That's going to be good.
You're looking forward to hurricanes, dude?
In California, yeah. Yeah. Wash all that shit down the drain.
You get the reference, I hope.
Do you... Come on. Kayla's like way younger than you. How does she know this stuff and you don't remember?
Monica.
Monica
Clinton?
Lewinsky.
We're looking at
I
Clinton,
know.
Hillary, Monica.
I know.
Got the old cigar. The blue dress.
I know. Oh, the famous blue dress.
Yep.
But
Isn't
Marilyn,
it like
Marilyn
in
was
a, wait,
accepted.
isn't it like in a museum?
You know
Maybe.
what? Going back...
I thought it was.
So, could you do a 1031
That's what you
exchange if I
what I
sold
remember.
a property and wanted to invest in that blue dress? No.
Can't
See,
do it.
Doesn't work. It's not real
Wait.
estate. What
Oh.
if, yeah.
you
what
were
if-
trying to get the dress?
I wasn't trying to get the dress.
Devil in a blue
I don't know. Oh, come on. Like, I'm sure like that's sold at auctions. Is it around?
Somebody's got to have it.
Is it? Okay,
Here
Art's
he
gonna
goes.
go
Here
check.
he goes.
Yeah, Art's pulling it up. I do want to know what happened to Monica Lewinsky's blue dress.
Yeah. But no, you
you
cannot. You can't exchange into
Yeah.
personal property.
Oh, we can't.
It has to be.
So,
it has to have an
yeah, can we
APN.
get-
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
APN, assessor's parcel number.
Yes.
Throwing all these terms out.
All these.
I know all these acronyms. You
I
guys have
love it.
so many acronyms in real
I
estate.
know.
It is ridiculous.
It is.
How many
Yeah.
It is.
acronyms would you say you know?